we won't be impacted by these storms, it does serve as a good reminder to be ready as any storm approaches. There are preparations everybody needs to take, and one of those includes making sure your car's ready. Rich joins us live right now from Farmers and Builders of Folkston to talk about car care before any storm. Rich.
You know, we had some of the video earlier this morning, Bruce. I believe it was in the 5 o'clock where we were showing people leaving the places that you were just talking about, Pascagoula, the Grand Isle, of course, anywhere along the bayous there of Louisiana, Mississippi, even some areas around Alabama and into Texas may want to start thinking about evacuating in the event they're going to be in a place that is more potential for flooding. I mean, we've got a flood maker coming through with Marco, and then what will be that potential Category 2 storm to follow. So you might find yourself in an area like that where mandatory evacuations. That means you're going to be out on the road. Did I hear you just say you had family in Pascagoula? By the way, this is Tony. Tony at the Farmers and Builders Ace here in Folkston. Have you talked to him?
I have.
Are they evacuating? You said they were hard hit by, was it Rita or Katrina?
Katrina. No, they're not evacuating.
Are they far enough inland from Pascagoula for the surge?
Somewhat.
Well, I hope them all the best. This is Tony's table, and we were talking earlier about, what do we do if we have to evacuate? We are going to need some supplies. Number one, to make sure the old family truckster stays running, and we're going to need to have some information coming as well as the entertainment. And she has laid all of this out. So we'll start from this side and work our way over toward Tony, and we'll start here with the gas can. If you're stuck in traffic and the needle starts to get toward low, if you got an older car, there's no warning light. All of a sudden, it just shuts off. But if the warning light comes on, it certainly makes you feel good if you have a gas can. But you want to have one that is fully sealed, and the new ones now have no ventilation in them. So that means that they are safer, and you can actually store these or put these safely in your trunk should you have to travel. Now, if you have a minivan or something like that, it would be best if you left these outside. If you have one of those cargo carriers, maybe that hooks into the tow hitch, or maybe even on top of the car and then strapped down really well. You just don't want to have the fumes inside where the cabin is going to be. And then we get into some more what ifs. And one of the ones that Tony brought up, and it was such a great idea here, what if you're on a road and the storms are coming through and now you have a lot of debris? So you came up with, hey, you might need to fill up your tire.
Absolutely.
And so we have our inflator here. This runs off of the electric in your car. So basically it plugs into the cigarette lighter, or what used to be the cigarette lighters. And then she said if you've got a hole in the tire, they also sell patch kits. These are actually pretty easy to use and almost self-explanatory. One's an auger, kind of cleans up what debris may be still in the hole. And then you can put in the synthetic rubber patch. And if you're doing it at night, a flashlight. Always have a flashlight. I've got these in the glove box of my car and in my truck. And if you just check the batteries every once in a while, but make sure that you have a flashlight. And you'll also want to make sure, as Tony pointed out, that you're properly inflated. So having a patch kit. I mentioned the information and entertainment. If you've got kids, these things go a long way. So again, one socket becomes two sources of electricity for USBs and things like that, so that your kids can use their tablets, or you can continue to get the weather information. And then as we were talking about that, she said, all of that stuff, Tony pointed out, it could kill your battery. And if that's the case, maybe somebody that's nearby can help start. Or as you pointed out, maybe you'll be the helper and be able to bring out your jumper cables and give somebody else a boost. And then what if the car just isn't as new as it once was and it leaks a little bit of oil? Tony said you might want to carry that. If you're going to carry gasoline, why not do that? And then she went a step further here, and that's why it's Tony's table. She said if you're going to take all of that, you might want to take along some tools also. And I know that that's an empty tool pouch, but it gives you the idea that you might need to tote along some equipment to fix whatever may break along the route. Do you have any other ideas? Because you are filled with all of these.
Well, I would just say, look out for one another. If you have a neighbor or know someone who's struggling, help them out. Ask if they need anything. It might really, really help someone, and it'll make you feel good, too.
That's the best advice yet. We're going to put that also on Tony's table. We're going to put a sign that says, be nice and help out your neighbor. But that's just what people do here at Farmers or Builders at Ace Hardware in Folkston.